Hello folks, I'm back. Been gone for quite some time. It's gone for basically like 4 or 5 weeks. I was gone for like 2 weeks on my trip, got back for like a day or two, and then I headed off to Massachusetts and New Jersey. Just got back earlier today, and I'm only here for like a day, a little more than a day, and then I head off to California just for a day for one of my usual appointments. I'm part of a clinic out there, but since I'm here for like a day, I decided to make a video on my beautiful palms in the Baggy, which you guys know I made a video on the Baggy method. I don't know if you remember that. That was some time ago, and they've just been sitting there, and the seeds, at least some of them, have germinated, and they're definitely, it's time for the next stage. So I decided to make a video on sort of where to go and sort of how to take your germinated palm seeds out of the Baggy and where to go from there. So let's without further ado, check these seedlings out. So here's the Baggy. You can see literally bulging. You can see these, like I said, I've been gone for like 4 or 5 weeks. I haven't really checked on it at all. My date palm seedlings sadly died. Yeah, I mean, I forgot to tell my family to water them. I was gone for like 5 weeks. Unfortunately, they perished, but they're just tiny little seedlings. And these ones, because they're in the Baggy, they're in this sealed environment. What's so cool about the Baggy is that you put them in this soil and then a little bit of water, and it just stays moist in there because it's sealed. And literally you do nothing. You just put it in a somewhat sunny spot. And I just had it in my room on a table, and sure enough, they just germinated. Literally you do nothing, which is just probably the coolest part, is that it's just so easy. And you can see I put this piece of tape here and labeled it. I always think it's a good idea to label it. I put the species, location, and date. I put them in here. I mean, I do all of them, but I think the most important one is definitely this date here, because you do want to know. You know, I think it's good to write down the date, or at least that's what I do. So back in April 3rd, which is like more than 4.5 months ago now, not far from 5 months ago, I put these about 45 seedlings. I collected it from under a huge Sabal palmetto growing at the northern end of the Virginia Beach Boardwalk, Virginia Beach, Virginia, at the northern end, which was like, it's ancient palmetto. There's tons, but this one was really old. It was growing like in this little sort of like island surrounded by cement, like by the sidewalk, and there was just seedlings and seeds everywhere. It was like sable grass. There's seedlings everywhere, and there was tons of seeds. So I collected about 45 seeds, about like a handful, and I just took them home and put them in the Baggy on April 3rd. Made a video on that, sort of how to put them in the Baggy. And yeah, some of you guys might have forgotten about them, because I certainly almost did. I mean, it's just, you know, they just sit there, but sure enough, the miracle of nature takes place in this bag, and these seedlings have germinated, which is just so cool. So yeah, let's go ahead with the next step, and I'm just going to show you guys sort of where we go from here. So yeah, you can see they're literally bulging out of this bag. I mean, you can see these beautiful green seedlings, which someday may be big Sabal palmetto. So a little experiment here that I've been wanting to do with them for some time here in the DC area, giving it a little try from seed grown palms. So look at this, look at how incredible this is. So you can see a couple of the seeds which did not germinate there, like right there. But looks like most of them, it looks like we had a pretty successful germination. Everything looks really good, and you can see, as with any like small, you know, plant, like a little seedling, you always just want to make sure to handle with care. Be very careful, because these things can snap very easily. And I've certainly snapped a fair amount of specifically date palm, because I eat a lot of dates, and then I throw these seedlings in a pot a lot. And I've certainly, when I repot them, I have snapped a few of those seedlings, and it's never fun snapping that because it kills the seedling. So you want to be very careful reaching in here. And yeah, so I'm just gonna slowly, sort of one hand, I'm going to try to dump these out very carefully. I'm going to actually use my hand. Let me try this. There we go. All right, so it's the first time these seedlings have seen the light of day outside of this bag in months. First time this bag's been opened in a while. So you can see, you know, some of them may be tangled, and you just want to do your best to untangle it without damaging the root system. But these are really strong palms. They've got an incredibly tough root system. And you can see, you know, some of these are, you know, more germinated more recently than others. And you can see just, you can see I've got my pots there. You can see, like, for example, this one still hasn't actually formed a seedling yet. This one just germinated, and then these obviously have like full, basically blades, almost like blades of grass. And then you can see You know, some of them look like they actually, you know, most of these ones that look like seeds actually have a seedling attached to it. So it looks like we had a very successful germination. This one got a bit of a twisted leaf. It might have been pushing up against the plastic. That's like the issue, is that sometimes the leaves get a little twisted, but you can see how, like, as with dates and with anything, the seed stays attached and then it just grows out from there. Really, I mean, it's a real miracle of nature. It's really incredible. So yeah, I'm just gonna take a look at this, and you can see eventually the seed will, you know, sort of deteriorate, the seed itself as time goes on, but you can see they stay attached for a while, and it provides the nutrients, you know, up through here, obviously, and then once they reach a certain age, they'll start, you know, once they're like a couple months, they'll start producing actual green, and you can see here, this is one of our older seedlings in here. So yeah, so I'm kind of low on potting soil, so I'm just gonna be using the potting soil from here, and I'm gonna be sort of putting it in here. So I've got these, I've got 10 of these containers here. These are actually from my eucalyptus cinerea. Speaking of which, you can see this thing's grown like weed. It's like 4 feet, probably 3.5 feet to 4 feet now. I mean, it's leaning over, but it's just insane. This thing's just exploded with growth, and I've been gone for 2 weeks, and it's just, I mean, it's really insane how much this thing has grown. Someone once told me they can grow they knew someone who's, their eucalyptus cinerea grew 7 feet a year, and I literally did not believe that at first. And now I certainly believe that, judging by how fast mine's grown. You can see my camera ops, it might be shaded out there soon, but it's looking great. And my prickly pear, it's got 3 new pads on it, which have come in nicely, and it looks gorgeous. So these are doing really well. And then you can see Scruffy, my bearded dragon, over there. He's enjoying this heat. I don't know about the humidity, but he's at least enjoying the heat, which is certainly very hot here. So yeah, I'm gonna start with this one, and you know, I might need to. Oh, here's one of these seedlings somehow found its way already in here. So there's one, but yeah, I'm just gonna put these. What you're gonna do is you take them and you dig a little hole, like with your finger there, into the soil. And again, I would recommend only filling maybe like halfway up to start, because before you put the actual seedlings in, and then you take it like this. It's gonna be very gentle, and then I want to like clear a little bit more room actually. There we go, and then go like that, place it in there, and you'll be good to go. Just fill it in, continue filling. So you can see some of these, like this one just germinated, little tiny little thing. So I'm just gonna plop that in there, and that should, at some point, will re-emerge from the soil. But yeah, again, for now, because I'm kind of low on potting soil, I'm just gonna stick a bunch of these tiny little ones in here. And then at some point, I think my next stage will be putting these things straight in the ground. So yeah, at some point I will be putting these in the ground. But just super cool, and I'm so glad to see how well these have done. They weren't in the sunniest of spots. Obviously palmetto are very shade tolerant, so I wasn't that worried, but I'm glad to see how well they've done, how many have germinated. I mean, it looks like probably at least 25, 30 of the 45 have germinated at least. And you know, it's a successful germination. So, you know, obviously almost always none of them will germinate. And the more you germinate, you know, a certain percentage of those won't germinate, but looks like a good percentage of mine did. Probably at least 3/4 of them did germinate, which is really awesome to see. And that's obviously, of course, what I want to see. Just super cool. And you can see just how, you know, I mean, just how incredible this is, that these things start off so small, and you can see them making their way up, baby steps up to these huge, magnificent palms that we know, you know, lining the boardwalks of Virginia Beach. You know, you'll see huge palmettos, and then these are little tiny ones, but someday maybe, if they actually stay alive here. So that's super cool. There we go. There's one, my first seedling potted. So yeah, I might end the video here. You guys sort of get the point. Once, you know, once they're germinated, and I would recommend, some people take them out like as soon as they start germinating. I mean, you can see some of them are still germinating, but I'd recommend like wait until they get this little blade of grass look on them, and then, you know, you can wait, and they'll continue to grow in there. Even if I left them, they could grow for months, and then they keep growing even if they start getting too big. That's obviously, you want to take them out before then, but they will continue to grow. So take them out I'd recommend when they have like sort of a little bit of that grass look to them. And yeah, very successful germination. These seedlings look great, and I'm gonna pot the rest of these up. I've got 10 more pots there, And yeah, I'm just really excited to see how they do, and I will put it in the ground and giving them a little winter test, because I've seen transplanted Sabal palmetto, like mature transplanted ones that have survived for a couple years here and then perished unprotected. So I'm hopeful that maybe seed grown Sabal palmetto that get established here will grow for longer. So thanks for watching, folks. Stay tuned for more videos, and have a good one. This is here in Montgomery County, Maryland, zone 7A/7B. So definitely pushing it for Sabal palmetto, definitely a zone pusher, but we're gonna give it a try. And you know what, I got these seedlings for free, just scooped them off the ground. So if they all perish, then you know it won't be a huge loss, but you know, hopefully they'll do well, and you never know. I'm just gonna give them a try. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. This is how to take your germinated seeds out of the baggie, and what to do from there. Pot them up. Take care.